Good morning, students. Our next topic is control structure. In control structure, we have different categories. We can say that, or we can say that we are having different types, or we divide control structure into different parts. So first we have the conditional part and unconditional. Conditional, where we just apply the conditional statements, and in the case of unconditional, we just going to apply the different jumping statements, skipping statements, and control structures. So in conditional statement, that further divided into two categories. One is decision making control structure and iterative control structure in the case of conditional. So decision making further divided into different categories. One is if else, ladder if else, or switch statement, where we just apply different conditions. In the case of iterative, where we just apply the looping statement, or we can say that looping statement. Looping statements. So we have looping statements like for, while, do while statements. So we have three types of looping statement, and we have four types of conditional statements. After that, we are having the unconditional statements. So unconditional statement means whether we are talking about the jumping statement and skipping statement, where we are having different types like go to, break, and continue. So this is the complete structure of control structure that we use in whether we are talking about C programming language or whether we are talking about C++. So control structure is same. If else is same, whether we are using C, whether we are using C++. Looping statement is same, whether we are using C and C++. Jumping statements are same, whether we are using C and C++. So next we have the introduction about the looping. So before the start of looping, I'm just going to tell you about the conditional statements. So this is all about the condition statement. So first we have if statement. So if work in C++ or C++ that support the usually logical conditions. Logical conditions from mathematical equations, where we just apply A greater than B, A greater than C, or A plus B, A greater than equal to, A greater than, A is equal to B, A greater than B, A greater than equal to B. So these all are type of conditional statements, whether we are talking about the not equal to. So these all are the conditions. So next basically we just divide conditional statement into different categories, whether we are talking about if, I already told you, if else, else if, ladder if else, and switch statement. Next we are going to apply switch statement. So how switch statement works? Switch statement work with the help of true false condition. So syntax of if statement is if then condition. If then condition, then complete code, or we can say that block of code. In this case, we only use if statement. We are not talking about the if else statement. We only just talk about the if statement. So if I'm going to write a program for if statement, suppose we find the greatest among two number. So for that, we start from header file iostream.h first, that is specifically for input output stream.h, and these all are the preprocessor directive that include the first header file. Second, that is include conio.h, that's specifically for console input output, where we use two functions, getCS function and clear screen function. GetCS function for what? GetCS function for to hold the output screen. And what about clear screen function? Clear screen function that tells the or that clear the previous program output. So after that, we have to start our main function. So main is a function where void is a type of function. We can write int, float before main function, but usually we use void main function. After that, we have to start the compound statement. After that, we are just going to apply the clear screen function for what? To clear the previous program out. Then after that, we have to declare a variables, because we are having different types of variables. So in this case, we want to find the greatest among two number with the help of if statement. So we use only two number, A and B. So A and B is a variable and int is a type of variable. That means we are talking about the integer type variables. So next, that is cout enter any two number, then write endl for terminating the line. So if you want to print the value, you just write the cout, then operator, then name of the variable. But if you want to write a text, so you just write enter any two number in double quotes. So it will print as it is. So after that, we have to enter the value of A and B. So here I am going to enter the value of A and B. So what is the name of this operator? What is the name of this operator? When we are using cout, on that time we use insertion operator. In the case of cin, we use extraction operator. Then after that, we have to apply the logic, because right now we just enter the value A and B on a runtime. When I'm talking about the runtime, so we have to apply the logic for that. So after that, we just going to apply the condition statement. So like suppose if A greater than B, so which one is greater? Because we are writing if A greater than is B, we just write cout A is greatest and print the value of A. Then after that, I'm just going to apply if B is greater. Suppose if B is greater, then we have to write the same condition for that. If B greater than A, because we are not talking about the if else statement. In the case of if else, you just write else, then cout else B is greater. Here we just write if B greater than A, then which one is greater? B is greatest and print the value of B. Then after that, getCH for holding the output screen. Then after that, close the compound statement. So this is a program for finding the greatest among two number, as shown in the PPT. I'm taking example of finding the greatest among three number, as shown in in a PPT that I just shared with you screen. That is the greatest among three number. So in that case, we just declare three variables. A, B, and C, and one variable to store the value of maximum. Which one is the greatest? Suppose on that case, max is a another variable that find the greatest value among these three variables. So in that case, we just enter the value of A, B, and C. Then if A is greater than B in a program, if A greater than B, because we are just going to find out the find the maximum of or greatest of among three number. A greater than B. We have three variable A, B, and C. We have to find out greatest. So if A greater than B, if A is greater, so it is our next logic is we have to find between A and C. So in that case, we just write inside the if statement, because we just write compound statement after if. That means if, then compound statement under if, we just going to find out A greater than C. Right now, we just what we write, if A greater than B, that means A is greatest. Suppose A is greatest. Suppose A is having a value of 5, 2, and 1. First, we will check from these two numbers. After that, we will check from these two numbers. If A greater than B, then if A greater than C. So which one is greatest? A is greater. Suppose A is greater. Then now we are going to store the value. Max is equal to A. Suppose max is equal to A. So after that, we have to close the compound statement for this and close the compound statement for this. Right now, we just find only suppose A is greater. Only A is greater. But we don't know about the runtime situation. Suppose after second time, if I'm going to run the program, I enter the value 12 in this case. So B is greater. That means first condition is false. Then what will happen? So on that time, we have to check the value of B statement. If after that, if B greater than A, because this condition is false. If B is greatest, then B greater than A. Again, if B greater than C, again compound statement, because we have to find out B, B among A and B among C. So after that, we just write the value of max. Max is equal to B. Close this compound statement and close this compound statement. So this is the condition for B statement. Next, we have to find out the value of C. Again, I am going to write same code for C. C greater than A, then start compound statement. Then again, if C greater than B, then write greatest is equal to C. Close this compound statement for this if, then close this compound statement for this condition. So right now, which variable has taking the output or getting the output, that is max. So max is having a value of greatest. So if anyone is greater, then who will print the value? That is max. So after this, write C out greatest is equal to print the value of max. Then get ch function, then control compound statement close. So this is a way to use if statement, whether we are talking about greatest among two number or whether we are talking about greatest among three number. Now I am going to launch first spool question. So hurry up, students. Now I am going to share the screen with you. So second, we have the statement that is else statement. How it will work? So else statement work with true and false. So how it will work with programming, I will show you. So use the else statement to specify a block of code to be executed if the condition is false. Syntax for that is if, then condition, then block of code, then after that else statement, then this is for true statement, and else part is for this code is for false statement. So this is a syntax for if else statement. So now next we have to find the example of to whether our alphabet is vowel or not. So for this we use the character type variable because we have to enter the character type variable, or in this case we use our one of the operator, that is OR operator. So in this case we just write the code void main, then after that clear scan if you want to write, or if you want to clear the previous program output, then clear scan, then type of variable, suppose a is a variable, that enter the value. So after that cout, enter any value for a, then after that cin a. Then after that we have to apply the logic for that. So how we can write the logic for that? First we have to, if the condition is true, then suppose a is a choice where we just enter the value for a, whether it is vowel or consonant. So if a double equal to, why we are using double equal to? Because this is a comparison operator. So double equal to is a comparison operator to compare the value for second. So so a is equal to, a is a vowel, so we have to write in a single quote because it is a character type variable. We have multiple vowels, so for that we use OR operator. So OR, because a, whether it is small letter, whether it is capital letter, a is a vowel, whether we just write the vowel a as a small or a as a capital. So we have to define both, a in capital. So after that again we have to apply OR. Second, that is a double equal to, second we have a vowel is suppose e. So whether e is in small letter or e is in capital letter, it is a vowel. So after that we have to write e as a capital, or same way you just write all the five vowel, 5 plus 5, whether it is small letter or whether it is in capital letter. So in this case, if a compare with the value of a, Then if the condition is true, then it will print the value C out. Entered character is vowel. Suppose entered character is vowel. Because first if after if statement first condition that shows the true value, then after that you must close this compound statement for true value. Then after that, if on a runtime I just entered here suppose S, so S is a consonant, you just write else statement, else C out entered character is not a vowel. If you want to write the consonant entered character is or enter alphabet is not a vowel, you just write anything whatever you want to write. Then after that close the compound statement for what? Close the compound statement for main function. Then after that sorry, here we just, if you want to write the get ch, you must write the get ch over here. Okay, so this is the way to explain if else, how we can write if else statement in programming language. So next we have next statement, that is switch statement. So switch statement that work with the case and break, where we just write multiple case, or you can say that if we want to print the month or character with the help of case, so you must write switch and choice, whatever you want to be write. Your choice that depends upon your type of variable, whether you are using integer type variable or whether you are using character type variable. After switch statement you must write the compound statement. After a compound statement you must write the case. So case and switch, break, these all are the keywords. Then suppose case 1, then here you must write the code for that, whether you want to write you find the addition of two numbers, suppose c is equal to a plus b. If you want to write this, that is depends upon you. After every case you must, or we can say that mandatory, to write the break statement or break keyword. Why? If suppose we just, I'm just going to start case 2, then block of code, then break statement for case 2. Suppose here I'm going to comment this break. If I just comment this break and on a runtime, if I just enter the 1 on runtime, both the cases work. Because why both the cases are working on that time? Because case 1 is missing our break statement, case 2 is having a break statement. So this is a way to create a case and apply the break statement. After that we have another keyword, that is default. Again default is a keyword. Suppose we are having only two choices and we just create two cases. If any student, they enter the value 1 2, they are not entering the value 1 and 2, they just enter the value of 3, suppose 3, but we are having only two cases. On that time our default condition is work. Suppose in default condition we just write the, it is a wrong choice with C out. So next I'm going to write a program for that. How switch statement is work. I'm just going to write the code for switch statement. Suppose if I want to find the calculator, suppose I'm going to find the create the calculator. If I want to create the calculator with the help of switch statement, okay, because on that case we are having different cases, whether we are performing addition on a particular value, whether we are having the multiplication, division, subtraction. So these all are the uh, operators that we use in the case of calculator. So first we just write the header file. Then after that we just write the main function. So void main. Then after that we have to declare the variables. Suppose we are having variable type is int a, b, and c. A and B and C is these are the variable, and integer is a type of variable. And one variable for choice. Suppose CH is a for choice. What type of operation you want to be performed? So after that, you just write cout, enter any value for A and B. Then after that, we have to enter the value for A and B with the help of Cin. After that, if we want to print, suppose if you want to press plus for addition, cout. If you want to press subtraction operator, it will subtract the value. If you want to print the value multiplication, if you want to perform multiplication, you just write multiplying sign and for multiplication, another for division. So right now we just entered the value of A and B, and just write the operator just for printing the value, just for printing the operator. After that, we have to enter the choice. What type of operation will perform on these two variables? So enter C in CH. CH is a choice. After that, after entering the choice, we just uh, start our switch statement. So switch, we have a choice. Then after that, start compound statement for this particular switch. After switch statement, we just write the case plus, because our first case is plus. It was plus that perform the value of addition. So in plus statement, we just write the value C is equal to A plus B, and we just print the value of C. Then after that, we have to apply break statement. So after every case, you have to write break statement, and same as it is for case subtraction. C is equal to A minus B, and cout print the value of C, because C is a having of result of A and B. Then after that, break statement, and same as it is for multiplication and division. I'm not going to write complete code. You must write same as it is for subtraction. You just replace this operator with multiplication and replace this operator with division. So after this, because we are having only 4 cases, if any students on a runtime they press the key 5, so we have to print the value for that. Otherwise, it will print any value, any garbage value. So we have to stop that operation. For that, we just write default statement. So in default statement, we just write cout. It is a wrong choice. It is a wrong choice. Then after that, get ch. Sorry. After that, close the compound statement for switch. Then get ch. Then close the compound statement for main function. So this is a way where you just apply or use switch statement. So students, I'm just going to launch next school question. Student, hurry up. And I'm going to share the screen, your result screen. So in that we have first question, that is, so now I'm going to stop sharing the screen or stop sharing the result. So next statement we have for. Next we have for loop, or we can say that are iterative conditions. So for is further divided into 3 statements, because we already find the sum of 2 number, sum of 3 number. Suppose if we want to find the sum of 10 number, sum of 15 number, for that we have to declare 10 variable. If I want to find the sum of 10 number, 10 variable for input the value and 1 variable that is for storing the value. That means we have to declare 11 variable. So for that we just avoid that type of conditions. We use for statements. So syntax for that is for statement 1, statement 2, then semicolon, statement 3. So these are the 3 statements under for loop. First statement that tell the execution before the execution of code. That means we have to write here, suppose I is equal to 1. That means our loop that starts from 1 to onward. Statement 2 that tells the condition for executing the code block. That means where up to value, or we can say that suppose I less than equal to 5. That means our total value is up to 5, from 1 to 5. So second statement that tells the up to state. Third statement that tells the whether it is incremented or whether it is decremented. That means we just going to apply I plus plus or I minus minus, or it executed every time. Suppose we just write semicolon after the for loop. So some students sometime they write the semicolon after for loop. It will not create the error, but it will execute for one time because it's a loop. So one statement is occur because when we are writing semicolon, that means for terminating the condition. So we just apply semicolon. If we just apply semicolon after for loop, we will get only one time output. Otherwise, we will not get any error message if we write the output. Oh, sorry, semicolon after for loop. So this is a syntax for loop. So now I'm going to apply one program for that, where we just find sum and average of 10 number with the help of for loop. I'm going to start from void main. So void main, after that we have to declare the variables for input as well as for printing the value. Suppose int I, suppose we declare sum and one variable for average. Then after that we have to suppose we write the clear screen option, clear screen function. Then after that we have to write statement for loop. Suppose for I that starts the value from 0 and I less than equal to 10, less than equal to 10, and I plus plus, because we have to increment the value from 1 to 2, from 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5. That is why we use increment to put. Then after that we have to apply the logic for that. Then after that we just write, suppose sum is equal to sum plus I. Why I? Because we just declare the I variable in for loop. Here there is one mistake, because we just write sum is equal to sum plus I. Sum, that means sum is having the value of nothing. That means it is having the value of garbage value. So we have to declare some value to some variable. So sum is equal to 0. Suppose I write here sum is equal to 0. That means sum is having the value of 0 plus 1. Then after that 1 plus 2. Then after that 2 plus 3, and up to less than equal to 10. Then after that, after finding the sum of 10 number, we have to apply the, or we have to find the average of 10 number. So we just write the logic for that. Average is equal to sum, because sum is having a complete value of total sum of 10 number. Then after that divided 10, because we are having 10 variable, 10 number of values. Then after that we just want to print the value of sum as well as for average. So we just write cout sum is equal to value of sum, and cout for average is equal to value of average. Then after that we have to write get ch for holding the output screen, then close the compound statement for main function. This program is sum of first 10 numbers. First 10 numbers. If you want to add by yourself, you must write here sum, the value of, if you want to find the sum of numbers by your own values. So for that you will use the CNN for condition. So after that you are having doubt, Now I'm going to take another example for loop where we just print the different patterns. Where we just print the different patterns. Suppose I want to print the pattern for suppose I want to print the pattern for 114. I'm going to stop the third whole question. This one is the easiest question for you. Now I am going to share my screen with the simulator. So here I am going to create the same pattern that I this pattern 1 1 1 2 1 2 3. So how it will work? In this case, we are having 4 number of rows because this type of patterns that contain 2 type of values. One is rows as well as columns. So we are having 4 rows having different values. We are having 4 columns with different values. You just check value that will be changed after every column. Like here, in first row, first column value is 1. In second row, first column value is 1. That is same value in first column, same value in second column, same value in third column, and same value, last value is 4. Why it is in last 4? Because our looping statement that work row by row. So first row that tells the first row, first column. Second row that tells the second column or second row, and third that is third column, and fourth that is that print the value of fourth column. So now I'm going to create one program for you people in terminal or IDE. So first we have to write the header file. So include iostream dot h. Second that is include conio dot h. Then we are going to start our main function, and we just use clear screen function for clearing the value, clear the value. After main function, we have to write compound statement, and after clear screen, we have to declare the number of variables. Suppose we are having variable I, j, semicolon. One for rows and second variable for columns. First, we have to print the rows because columns under rows. First, we have to declare a row statement. Then after that, we have to declare a columns. Columns under rows. So first, for I is equal to, that will start from 1 semicolon. That means we start the value from 1 to 1, and up to we have a value I less than equal to 4. That means our up to value is number of rows is 4. Then semicolon, then increment for loop. We have to display the columns value as well. So after for loop, we have to open the compound statement for columns for j is having a value that starts from columns. First value is 1. Then second j work up to j less than equal to I. Then after semicolon, then increment of j as well. Then after that, we start the compound statement for columns. Then we have to print the value of I and L for terminating the every line. So close this statement. Then after that, close this rows for loop. Then after that, write the get cs for holding the output screen. Then close the main function. So we have to now compile the program. There is one error in this program. It is so there is a spelling mistake in clear schemes. So after that, again, I'm going to compile the program. So see, there is no error and no warning in this program. After that, we have to run the program. Okay, so it will show in a single column. That means we have to use end L where we want to end L. So we will use end L after this. And again, I'm going to run the program. Okay, we have to print the value of j because so this is our program's output. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 4. How it will come, I will explain again. First, we start the for loop that tells the value of our columns. Columns value that starts from 1 to onward. Columns values that starts from 1 to onwards. And second part is second for. In the first for is for 1, 4. This for is for rows. In second for under 4, we have to start the compound statement. We have to write for columns. Columns that start first value 1 and columns work up to where up to I is going. So I is the up to statement is 4. Then same as it is for 4. Then next j increment. So j is a variable that tells the number of rows. Then after that we have to print the value. Suppose we want to print the value for this pattern, we have to write print the value of j because we need the output in column by column. If I write here I, so for that our output is 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4 because I that tells the number of rows. So it will work for rows. It will increment after every rows. Here in this case where we are just going to apply j, it will tell the column by column. It will increment column by column. But in this case, increment by row. Okay, then after that, close this compound statement. Or after every statement, after every line, we have to use endl for because we want to print this pattern like this. So for that, we have to use endl for every statement after every row. So we write endl, then after that, close this compound statement for this, or then get ch and compound statement for main function. So this is a way to use pattern. Okay. Here we just upload the all the machine excels. So thank you, students. Take care and bye. Yes, MD, बोलिए. आप अनम्यूट कर सकते हैं, बोलो.
सर इसी वाले ग्रुप में भी भेज दिया सर मशीन एक्सरसाइज.
कौन से?
बोला सर मशीन एक्सरसाइज इसी वाले ग्रुप में भेज दिया.
हाँ, इसी वाले ग्रुप में मैं भेज देता हूँ यार.
ओके सर.
ओके स्टूडेंट्स, टेक केयर, बाय.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir.